welcome to my blog. The title of my blog is Midnight, and I want to take you on an adventure and show you exactly what went on in the entire filming process, as well as producing of our film Midnight. Um, Here's a little background information on the location we decided to film at. We decided to film right here in the Broward Correctional Institution, which is located in Southwest Ranches, Florida, right alongside Pembroke Pines. Um, Basically, this location is near the end of Sheridan as you're approaching US 27. So it's kind of like in an area that is by itself, it's alone, it's really kind of creepy. It's somewhere that people don't generally drive by unless, of course, you're visiting an inmate um, or just happen to be in that area because you're going, like I said, on US 27, which is a major highway. Um, why, you may ask, I was in the area? Well, actually, my friend Luke, who kind of gave me major inspiration for this film, he lives in this area. We always drive around in his golf cart, kind of just hanging out. And one day we just decided to take Sheridan all the way down, and we came across an area that was really secluded, surrounded by really, really deep forest, and we didn't know exactly what it was. We heard rumors, and we didn't really know if this was a prison, if it was just a forest. And one day we decided, you know what? Let's enter it. Let's see what's all this talk about. Let's see what exactly this is. So we eventually went inside, and we realized, holy cow, this is the prison. And we entered it. We were too scared to actually go inside. Kind of just looked from a distance. Um, but when I left, I kind of really got inspired. I was just like, wow, this is a really different area. Um, it's interesting because it's not an area most people find inspiration. They kind of are scared of prisons because this is a pretty big prison because it actually housed the female death row inmates, which I'll get into a little bit later. It's another one of our inspirations. And most people try to break out of prisons, while you have me and my group members wanting to break into prisons. So we did a little bit more research, and we came across this lady right here named Aileen Warnos. She is very interesting, and I have to obviously thank her because she gave us the inspiration. But it brought us to our next point, Monster. This was a movie based on Aileen Warnos. She was a real inmate who was sentenced on death row, and she lived in the Broward Correctional Institution until obviously her death in 2003. Um, Obviously, Aileen Warnos is not the most pleasant of people, so this really, really inspired us and wanted us to kind of maybe base our movie off Monster, but give it a little twist, obviously, because we have to create a fictional film opening. Um, we decided to go with the genre horror, and we felt that this would be the best possible genre for our film. So our target audience was kind of like the curious group, the kids who want to know what's out there, I guess you could say, or do that thing that no one wants to do, and be that person that no one wants to be. Because there really is a little curious in all of us. You kind of just want to see what you could find and experience life and live, I guess. Um, we also wanted to create suspense. This was huge in our film. We wanted to kind of make the viewer wondering what will happen next. What's going to go on? Are we hurt? Are we okay? Are we just messing with you? We wanted you to feel confused and not know what's going to happen next. Like I said, suspense. Huge in our film. Um, in order to create this suspense, we did a variety of different things. One of the main things that kind of created this suspense and weird vibe per se is the use of the GoPro camera. Um, we were able to have a headpiece that we strapped around our head, and it gave a point of view shot. You could see in this picture right here, uh, pretty much of what exactly you are currently doing. Um, you kind of get an emotional feel for the character because since the camera is on the person's head and it's creating a point of view shot, you are literally doing what this person is doing. You're experiencing what this person is doing. For example, in our movie, you actually saw the main character hopping a fence, going through the forest, and touching things inside of the warden's house, touching things inside of the uh, prison gate. Another thing we incorporated to create this creepy, uh, suspenseful vibe was incorporate the use of a selfie stick. This kind of really helped us because it allowed us to get all three of the main characters in one shot. So you could see the other characters that are in the film opening, and it introduced them as well. And the best part about the selfie stick is I could see you could kind of like move it up and really get it to go much longer. So you could get the entire background of whatever is behind us in one shot. So this is a really interesting piece that we were able to add in order to make our film really, really interesting and appeal to the viewers. In terms of editing, um, it was very, 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 very easy because we used the GoPro. We were able to do shots like this where you see the main character here just doing normal chores, or not chores, but just getting ready for the excursion. You see him putting on a hat, and there was not much for editing. Um, it was just really putting in iMovie, putting the different clips together, and just cutting it to different scenes to make everything speed up. Obviously, we're just letting the entire film roll. That way, the main character could talk and tell you what exactly we're doing. Here, the main character is talking about the adventure. As you can see, he puts in the backpack, and boom. Now we lead to our shot of the produced by the three or two other members in our group, Michael Raymond, Dylan Garber, and then it continues on to say based on a true story, once again to create that suspense uh, to the viewers and make them feel a little nervous, maybe kind of agitated because they start thinking, wow, this is based on a true story, and it really just helps out. Like I told you about the first person point of view shot, you see me climbing the fence that allows the viewers to really feel as if they're connected. They're doing every single movement I'm doing. You see the two main characters right here. Um, that really allowed for a close on, I guess you could say, with uh, the actors and the crowd. Here we have a nice shot that we used. Oh, let me go back to it. We have the birds. This is actually pretty funny because the whole point of our film is to obviously be scary, kind of weird, different. And we had the vultures just hanging out here eating what looked to be like a dead snake. Um, and we obviously wanted to cut that in there, really to once again bring this scary horror feel to the movie. See, once again, you saw the point of view shot with me putting my hand out. That's another little piece we added. In terms of sound, we decided not to have the actors talking while uh, the film is going on. This was primarily because we wanted to use music, which leads me to my next point. For music, we used Megatrax. Here, Megatrax is very nice software because it allows you to pick from a variety of different genres. And you could also search and pick the genre that you like. We obviously typed in horror, and we were able to pick a nice song, not nice, I can say, but a nice song that will fit in our movie and once again bring that creepy vibe and um, really, really, really captivate the audience with our music. We were very selective as to what we chose. We don't want something that did not fit um, walking through the forest or walking through the warden's house or walking on the side road against the prison. We didn't want to have music that didn't match, so we were very selective, and we picked music that was slow, um, kind of had that grotesque, scary sound to it. So that really helped us out a lot. Megatrax was good, and overall, uh, we really learned a lot from this project. Um, we were able to um, be amateurs, I guess you could say, and kind of not know a thing or two about filming or editing. And with this project, just fiddling around with iMovie and Megatrax and the GoPro app itself, which also is a nice editing tool we used, we were able to learn from our mistakes and kind of teach ourselves along the way. One of the best examples I could say for the whole teaching process was thinking outside of the box here. As you saw the first shot, you see the GoPro going into the backpack. Okay, so the GoPro goes into the backpack, and then the camera switches to walking through forests, and then you see the actors walking through the warden's house, walking alongside the gate of the prison, and then the characters go to the entrance. Right when the entrance is about to appear, I'll show you here. That's the entrance. All of a sudden, the music picks up. The music picks up. You're not quite sure, and midnight. Our title, which kind of leaves the viewers wondering, okay, well, now what? What's going to go on? So that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted our audience to be engaged, wanting to know more, and obviously this is a film opening, so we can't give them more. We have to give them just enough so they're hooked, and they want to know, okay, well, let's maybe see the rest of this movie. So it switches to the shot of me taking the GoPro out of the camera, and now as you can see, the shirt is distressed. It's cut up. My hair is all messed up. Big slit right here on the shoulder. Um, Once again, this is making the viewer kind of like, oh my god, well, what just happened to these guys? Um, what's going on? The main character sits down, begins to talk, and says, well, this shouldn't have happened to us, right there. Well, being a viewer, what just happened to you? You want to know. So with this, we were able to really catch the viewer's attention, bring them in, and really captivate the essence of suspense, curiosity, um, and we think we nailed it in that turn. We really learned a lot. Obviously, we use storyboards to help us out. Let me show you right here. Storyboard really showed us kind of like what we can do in terms of um, uh, stage direction as well as what really appeals to the audience and makes it look better. We also use the anatomy of the scene, kind of break it down, um, and show the best of the best, cut out the good stuff that you need, stuff you don't need. Movie poster guidelines also really helped. Um, Once again, showed us what we do need, what we don't need. Tension is huge. Um, Interest, like we said, this appeals to the curious group and makes them interested in wanting to know more.